Good morning, a blessed Friday to you. I'm praying for you that your day will be successful and enjoyable, and that you will have a good weekend, a restful and peaceful weekend. This is Good Friday. Yes, this is Good Friday now, and I believe in Barbados you're staying home and probably going out to church. In the US, we gotta go to work. But anyway, let us fix our eyes upon Jesus Christ and remember this day, and even as we go into Easter, let us remember that Jesus is alive. He is risen, and because of that, we can live as well. We can live in accordance to God and in accordance to his examples. John chapter 21, verses 3 to 7, and then verses 15 to 17. Simon Peter said, "I'm going fishing." "We'll come too," they all said. So they went out in the boat, but they caught nothing all night. At dawn, Jesus was standing on the beach, but the disciples could not see who he was. He called out, "Fellas, have you caught any fish?" "No," they replied. Then he said, "Throw out your net on the right side of the boat, and you'll get some." So they did, and they could not haul in the net because there were so many fish in it. Then the disciple Jesus loved said to Peter, "It's the Lord." When Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put on his tunic, jumped into the water, and headed to shore. Verse 15. After breakfast, Jesus asked Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," Peter replied. "You know I love you." "Then feed my lambs," Jesus told him. Jesus repeated the question, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, Lord," Peter said. "You know I love you." "Then take care of my sheep," Jesus said. A third time he asked him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt that Jesus asked the question a third time. He said, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said, "Then feed my sheep." Now here it is. Jesus had appeared to them already, but yet they went back fishing. They went back to what they knew. Can you blame them? We do the same thing sometimes too. But Jesus came to them and they were not catching anything, and he helped them out. Cast it on the other side. And obediently they did so. They did not know it was Jesus at the time. And how many times in life are we trying from our own efforts? We are doing things out of our own strength and not being successful. It is time to lay it down and try it God's way. Do it God's way. When we do it God's way, we will be successful. And remember that success is based on the plan and the will of the Father. It is not based on us at all. So try it God's way. But what I really want to point out here is the fact that when Peter found out that it was Jesus, the same Peter that denied Jesus, he put on his tunic and he swam ashore and ran to Jesus. Now at breakfast, Jesus asked him 3 times, "Peter, do you love me?" Why? Because Peter denied him 3 times. And Jesus is in the business of redemption. He's in the business of restoring us. He's in the business of forgiving us and forgetting about it. He's in the business of giving us an opportunity to redeem ourselves and now do his work. Peter got a little frustrated that Jesus was asking him so many times because he really loved Jesus. But because of the fear that he suffered, then that is why he denied Jesus. But here he have an opportunity. For 3 times he denied, and now 3 times he can say, "Master, I love you. Jesus, I love you. Jesus, I love you." And Jesus gave him instruction, "Then feed my sheep." If we love God, we ought to serve him. If we love God, we ought to love one another. If we love God and we know him and we know what he has done for us, then we should be feeding each other with the gospel message of Jesus Christ. Now, this is the end of John, but certainly there is so much more in here to acquire. So please take some time and read it. The last part of this chapter, it said, Jesus also did many other things. If they were all written down, I suppose the whole world could not contain the books that would be written. Jesus did so much more than what we read about. And in the Gospels, he said, greater we will do. But we can do it only from the perspective of loving him and seeking to share the gospel message with other people. God bless you. Happy Good Friday. Happy Easter. Have a wonderful, safe, and successful weekend.